All right, good evening, and welcome to the Brookings County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. This meeting is being televised and recorded, so everybody knows that. And at this time, I will call the meeting to order. We will start out with the approval of the minutes from our May 7th agenda.
Move approval.
So moved, Bartley. Second, you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so moved. Item number 3 on the agenda, items to be added to the agenda by commission members or staff, or any changes to the current agenda. And with that, from my understanding, tonight's meeting is going to be kind of a little unique in that we do not have a full board of 9 members for this meeting. So for an agenda item to pass this evening, it requires 6 votes in the positive. When your agenda item comes up, you may ask to postpone until the July 2nd meeting or special meeting if we decide to do that. So with that, just to be clear as well, the consideration for the plat is something we can vote on tonight. That is simply a majority vote. But as for the Board of Adjustment, that's where this is going to come into play. So if that is what you want to do tonight, please come up to the agenda, or excuse me, come up to the mic here and let us know if that's what you want to do for your decision here. So it looks like we have item number 8 with Mr. Hansen. Is anybody here representing Mr. Hansen? Please state your name and...
My name is Clint Koima. I'm representing Bill Hansen. We are going to ask for a postponement.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. So we will be postponing item number 8.
I'm Andrew Mitchell with Studio 285 Architecture, here on behalf of Mark Norgard, and we ask for a proposal till June 2nd or July 2nd as well.
July 2nd, okay.
Postpone.
Thank you. And item number 10, would you like to step up to the mic, please, and state your name and what you're here to do?
Mike Glazier. I guess I'll go for the postponement or special meeting if there's going to be a special meeting.
Okay, we will work out the details later, and we will let you know by phone call, from my understanding.
Yep.
So
Okay.
we will do that, probably not on air, though. So stick around, and we'll talk.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you, sir. All righty.
Madam Chairman, if I may,
Yes, sir.
we have a lot of people in the audience, and we just want to make sure everybody understands why we're not hearing this tonight. You know, Brookings County's had a lot of water, and our board's got a lot of farmers, and they just had to be out in the field. This is the first chance they had all. So we do appreciate you coming down. Unfortunately, we postponed everything to July. The July meeting, or if we have a special meeting, that'll have to be announced and publicized. And if you want to be contacted about a special meeting, just on the back where you signed in, I'll meet you out, and we'll write your telephone or email down so we can contact you individually. We can do that. That would be 8 o'clock also.
Okay. So everybody understands.
If it's a special meeting, I'm sorry, madam.
That's fine. Go ahead.
If it's a special meeting, it might be at a different time, but if you leave your contact with me and I'll talk to you in the rear, we'll contact you and let you know when it is. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hill. All righty. Okay, so I'm going to start out by... Okay, sounds good. So since it's all kind of a little bit different tonight, we'll go to item number 6. And as for the approval of the agenda, do I have a motion for the approval of tonight's agenda? Thank you.
Second.
Second by Mr. Spence? And all in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. All right. All right, so after all that, I will now call this meeting to order, and I would welcome those to tonight's meeting. As I kind of said earlier, the Brookings County Planning Commission is a 9-member commission whose function is to recommend approval or disapproval of land use plans, zoning ordinances, subdivision plats, and amendments thereof to the Brookings County Commission. The Commission makes its recommendation based upon the adopted comprehensive plan for the physical development of the unincorporated areas of Brookings County. As a matter of policy, all motions are made in the positive. After a motion is moved or seconded, it is open for debate. Those supporting the motion shall, in turn, give their reasons. Those opposing the motion shall then offer their reasons. After everyone has been given a chance to be heard, the Commission shall recommend approval or disapproval based on the testimony and information presented. A simple majority vote of a quorum of members of the Planning and Zoning Board in attendance is required to move forward with a recommendation. Okay. All right, so on to agenda item number 7, the consideration of plats. Okay. So, 2019 plat 007, plat of Lucas Addition in the northwest quarter of section 11, township 111 north, radius 49 west of the 5th prime meridian, Brookings County, South Dakota. And then, motion to approve. Yes, motion to approve for this one.
So moved.
So moved, Mr. Davis, and a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Bartley. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Staff report.
Basically, we have to do a staff report.
All right, and Richard, may we hear your staff report, please?
Yes, 2019, plat 007, Ruth Lucas is platting off 6.3 acres of an existing homestead building site from the approximate 160 acres that she owns, located at 203-28 476th Avenue in White. The farmstead will use the existing driveway located on 476th Avenue to access the property, and the plat meets the platting requirements of the 2016 comprehensive plan for the unincorporated rural area land statement on page 24 of the agricultural land use. Copy or picture of the plat showing the outline. Here's the plat on the beacon map showing the farmstead going around the trees, back down around and back out to the road. Here's the existing driveway that will be used. There's just the balance of the quarter. You can see the existing homestead there. They're kind of following the contour of the building site or the tree claim there, going in a straight line versus a curve there. But 476th Avenue there, 203A right here. This is located about a little over a mile and a half west of the city of White. And that's all that I have.
Thank you, Richard. And if the applicant is here tonight, please come forward to address the board. I'm not sure.
The applicant is not here.
Yeah.
We were representing the applicant this evening.
Okay, sounds good. So we will open it up for the board discussion. Any thoughts on this plat? It seems pretty straightforward, but.
I was just wondering about where is that property line in the northeast corner correct, or is it cutting off the trees there? That's what I was wondering about.
The map or the building, the beacon map is not to scale, so it could be off a little bit there.
Wonder how mature the trees are too.
It's an existing farmstead. They're pretty sure they're mature trees.
Without having it in front of me, how many acres was that full lot there?
This is 160, and this plat was
6.32, it looks like.
6.32 acres.
Okay. Any other thoughts from the board? Pretty straightforward, it seems. Okay. Open it for public hearing. Anybody, public discussion? Anybody have anything to say? Proponents, opponents? All right, we'll close that public hearing. And back to the board for anything else we have to say. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So that with that, we'll call for a vote. Richard, please start roll call.
Bartley. McHugh. Erickson.
Aye.
Spence.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
And Yelankowicz.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. And as for reading the Board of Adjustment,
Nope.
don't even need to do that then, okay?
You do need to read that.
Oh, okay. All right, so now we will be acting as the Brookings County Board of Adjustment, and kind of something else to read on that. So defining the Board of Adjustment as a 9-member board which has the power to hear requests for variances, conditional uses, appeals, and special exceptions. The concurring vote of 2/3 of the attending members is necessary for approval of any action of the board. A 9-member board requires 6 votes, and a 6-member board requires 6 votes. In accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, we require a motion to approve a request before the request can be debated. As a matter of policy, all motions are made in the positive. The board, under specific powers granted by the state, shall authorize variances from the zoning requirements where special conditions existing on the land will result in unnecessary hardship for the applicant. Financial disadvantage to the property owner shall not constitute proof of unnecessary hardship. Okay. Okay. All right, so to get this on record here, the next 3 items on the Board of Adjustment have been postponed or requested to be postponed by all 3 applicants. So with that, we will be having a discussion at least within the board here as to when we want to have that next meeting, whether it be in 2 weeks, have a special meeting, or of course at our next meeting, which is July 2nd. So with that, opening it up to board members, what works for you? What's your
Okay, a
thoughts?
couple of things I think we might do here. I like the idea of 2 weeks. Bob, and Richard, we have to get through the publication notifications, make sure everybody is published legally, number one. Number two, we have to find available room here or next door on whatever date that is. So those things we're not going to know tonight. But I guess I would like to know if there's any objection to approximately 2 weeks from the applicants that postponed.
So if anybody's able to do either 2 weeks Maybe we can hear from the audience.
They can
Okay.
join.
Please.
I asked them a question so they can respond. Yes, sir.
Okay, so if that's the case, please come up to the mic and we will hear your thoughts.
On behalf of Mr. Norgard, we don't have a problem. We look forward to meeting with y'all in 2 weeks.
Okay. Everybody else, I think, will be fine with it. It's just a matter of whether they can schedule it in 2 weeks' time or not. And that date would be the, okay.
The 18th, which is a Tuesday.
The
Tuesday.
evening, they can meet that evening or the rest of that week or the next Tuesday on the 25th.
Okay, either of those dates would be an
Publicized have to
option.
be on the 11th and the 18th. Actually, it'd have to be wait until the 13th or the 20th for the other official paper, probably, because that is published on Thursdays.
Okay. We'll follow the publication requirements and then let you know which of those dates work. Does that sound adequate to everybody involved? Okay, I see a bunch of heads nodding, so I'm going to assume that's affirmative. All right, so we'll do that. And again, we appreciate you coming tonight and understand the difficulty of the weather and the farmers and their situation and wanting to get things planted. Hopefully in 2 weeks, that won't be as big an issue. Maybe it'll rain that day. I don't want any more rain. I don't care. I'm not hoping for it. But at the same time, we appreciate it. And I guess that's about the end of the meeting. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, so call for a motion to adjourn. Oh, excuse me, thank you. Agenda item number 11,
Oh, you
Department.
do have one. Oh, yeah, I suppose better let him do that.
Richard, I'll turn it over to you for that, please, sir. Mr. Haugen.
Just that, you should have got an invitation to Bobcat Farms. It's having an open house on June 13th from 11 to 2 at 20825 485th Avenue. That's the new swine facility that we permitted here last year, so they've invited you to go out and have a meal and look at the facility before they put it into use and get it dirty. So, and that's all that I have. Mr. Hill, do you have anything?
Mr. Hill, anything?
Nope, I don't have anything additional.
Okay. No one else? All right. Anything else from the board members? All right. May I hear a motion to adjourn, please? Moved by Mr. Bartley, second by Mr. McEwen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved.